For mastering diabetes, my A1C was 6.0, not good. And after the program, it was on my last check, it was 5.7, which is fantastic. So before mastering diabetes, I had blood pressure that was crazy, that had my doctor saying, sit in the office longer, because she was getting readings like 167 over 112. And I would be at home getting readings 158 over 99 over 100, like scary readings. And after the program, for instance, this morning, my blood pressure was 138, 128 over 83 or 87. Like, they're very consistent now, much, much lower, much safer. My total weight loss, which was just a beautiful thing. I think I was in 187, 188 before mastering diabetes. And this morning I was 176. So like 11 pounds. My name is Toliver Reinhardt, and I came into mastering diabetes because I had high blood pressure and was requested by my doctor to go on meds, and that just didn't sit well with me. I've also sort of run from pre-diabetes for many years now, and it was helpful for the program to make those things better, I guess. Yes, I did the coaching program with Amy Leahy, who is just a rock star. I enjoyed her very much. Amy was just an exemplary coach, and I'm an executive coach myself. So I really sort of placed high value on the way that she showed up and offered support. She was an incredible accountability partner and super informed, was able to share educational perspectives, which, they were very important to me. So I enjoyed her a lot. She would talk me off the ledge when things weren't going well. Yeah, she was great. So I'm sort of staring at 50. I'll be 49 in October. And, you enter midlife and things really start to change. And suddenly, out of the blue, last summer, this time, my blood pressure was absorbently high. It was in the 160s over the 110s, to the point where the doctor is like, I need you to stay in the office for a little extra time and let's monitor this. Are you stressed? What's going on? And when my doc said, no, you got to go on medicine, that just wasn't okay for me. I didn't want to be on medicine under 50 years old, or at any point really, dealing with high blood pressure. And I knew that there were underlying connections to that, because I've sort of been watching pre-diabetes entering into the picture for me, and was doing everything I could support. There were lots of things going on in my world, and I won't go into all of that. The biggest being that out of the blue, my youngest sister passed away and everything turned over. And so I knew that just trying to white knuckle it and eat well and motivate myself to work out wasn't going to cut it, that I needed the support. And so I made that investment in myself and called Mastering Diabetes and got hooked up with Amy, as I mentioned before. And she very quickly sort of broke things down into, pardon the pun, bite-sized pieces, so that I could really just put one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, and take it step by step. And here we are almost a year later, and I'm back into a comfortable working out exercise regime, which started with Amy just encouraging, hey, why don't you try just doing one push-up every morning right before you brush your teeth? And so I'm meaning like really super baby steps. So it wasn't just the aspect of eating well, which she did great with me. She got me on board, and I'm the world's biggest anti-tracker. I cannot stand like keeping journals or logs, and don't tell any of my coaching clients this, right? Because I always have them doing stuff. But I was so opposed to that, and gently she brought me on board and really shared sort of the power that is in tracking things and seeing and having sort of a landscape of what's been going on. And also it's a great accountability tool. So she did all of that, and slowly but surely, cutting out the processed foods, cutting out the high fats really started to bring everything into alignment. And, it was like a stack of dominoes. Blood pressure started coming down. Doctor was like, this looks really good. Exercise, my motivation started going back up. My body started feeling better. I was sleeping better at night. I'm eating better. I'm craving different things. And so all the way around, it was just sort of a nice dance. Those were, high numbers. 6.0, that's not good for an A1C. And like I said, those numbers, anything over like 138 is terrible for blood pressure. And like this morning, it was 128/83. So it's like very good. It's very consistent. My fasting blood glucose this morning was 98. So, these are big changes. I worked out really hard yesterday in strength-based conditioning. So I'm getting back to, building strength, and it feels good. Before mastering diabetes, my A1C was 6.0, not good. And after the program, it was on my last check, it was 5.7, which is fantastic. So before mastering diabetes, I had blood pressure that was crazy, that had my doctor saying, sit in the office longer, because she was getting readings like 167/112. And I would be at home getting readings 158/99, over 100, like scary readings. And after the program, for instance, this morning, my blood pressure was 138, 128/83 or 87. Like, they're very consistent now, much, much lower, much safer. It's hard because I know I was avoiding it a little bit. So my total weight loss, which was just a beautiful thing, I think I was in 187, 188 before mastering diabetes. And this morning I was 176. So like 11 pounds. So my overall well-being it's such an adjustment. I mean, again, I was going through an incredibly stressful time. And I've seen many ups and downs throughout the year, but there is a notable difference in my psychological well-being, my emotional state, and my physicality. I wake up, I feel refreshed and rejuvenated. I'm actually grateful in the morning. My gratitude mantra kicks right off. I'm excited to start the day. I feel motivated to work out. I'm more active than ever. I'm doing things that I had sort of given up for a little while. I'm playing golf again. I am meeting friends. I'm going out. And I'm just incredibly active, taking hikes on the weekends and working out in a strength-based way, which there was a time when I just felt weak. I felt afraid. My blood pressure was so high. I was afraid that I would kick off a horrible chain of events. So overall, I feel fantastic. I feel hopeful and very well supported. I feel like I can reach out to Mastering Diabetes folks anytime. I can reach out to Amy and ask questions. So even though I've sort of graduated from coaching, I still very much use the program. It's a part of my everyday, and I'm just very thankful. I'm going to give you a bunch of answers. The real question would be, what are you afraid of? Right? Your success or holding yourself accountable? Because this really comes down to not letting yourself down. So give it a try. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. And what's the worst that can happen? If you're already in a bad place, if you're already in a bad spot, and you give this a try, well, what do you have to lose except winning? And that's what you're going to do on this program.